new Doom Eternal Ancient Gods DLC is not only excruciatingly difficult, but also makes some really big strides in moving forward the lore of the entire Doom series. It can be a little hard to understand, so I thought I would go over what happens and what this means for the universe of Doom. I'm Andy Borkowski, and this is VGS. So the DLC picks up after the events of the main game. The Con Maker is dead, their plan to dominate the Earth is no longer a threat, but when the Slayer released the Icon of Sin, they broke a seal in the heavenly realm of Urdak that allowed the once forbidden demons entrance. With evil now in control of Urdak, the forces of hell can use the interdimensional portals of Urdak to basically go and do whatever they want. The Doomslayer must now rid the forces of hell from heaven by finding the Seraphim, Samur Maker, a being that served the Father, one of the ancient gods the DLC refers to. So Ark, with the guidance of Samuel Hayden, convinces the Slayer to help and tells our immortal Doomguy that they have actually had the Seraphim's body all along in an underwater base. We find the Seraphim's body, and surprising no one, it's revealed that Samuel Hayden was also Samur Maker and will once again transfer his consciousness into this divine vessel and demands that Doomguy returns control of Urdak to the Father in thanks for all that the Khans have done for the Slayer, and also reveals that unless Doomguy retrieves the Father's soul sphere and brings him to physical form, Samur will rapidly transfigure and turn into a monster. But our Doomguy has no intention of bringing back that life sphere, and instead plans on destroying it. In doing so, he will stop this equalizing being of light from controlling the universe again, and ensures that eventually Samur Maker will die. The real plan is to retrieve the Dark Lord's life sphere, the warrior leader of the forces of hell and the one responsible for everything bad that's happened to Doomguy. If he can bring the Dark Lord into the physical realm and kill him, then all of the demons will be destroyed and Doomguy can find peace. Thanks to the help, of course, of one Brass Balls intern, this Doomguy is able to then go back to Urdak even after betraying Samur Maker. The Father's consciousness is still alive in heaven, but not in control, as demons reign supreme and slowly deform this celestial place. In a final attempt to stop Doomguy, Samur Maker appears in his transfigured form. Once you bust him up, the Father teleports him away, and you are now free to bring the Dark Lord into the physical plane of existence, and this happens.
The consequences of your actions here are irreversible. fiercest among them, as only the strongest could rule the demons. It is you, in their world.
We'll know for sure exactly what this means when the next DLC comes out, but the implications are that the Doomguy ostensibly is the Dark Lord. But I think a lot of the language there from the Father suggests that this physical manifestation of the Dark Lord is a being who must command and control the forces of hell. We learn from the Codex that the Father created hell as a failed realm and created the Dark Lord, then known as Davoth, his god son. As most of these biblical stories go, Davoth and his subjects envied the Eternals of Heaven and the powers of the Father. So this all-knowing God, unfortunately, had to rip the life sphere from Davoth's chest, keeping his whispering consciousness alive, but not destroying him entirely. Only, according to prophecy, another primeval or being of awesome power could eventually destroy the Dark Lord. So the question really comes down to this. Is the Dark Lord the physical manifestation of the Doomguy, or is the Doomguy a secret creation by the Father to right the mistakes he made with Davoth in the past? Did he create another being of supreme power to take the place of the quote-unquote Dark Lord? If this is the case, much like biblical verses, the Doomguy has already betrayed the Father by destroying his life sphere, much like Davoth. Perhaps the ruler of hell, the gods the Father creates, will always have this frailty and be born to betray. They always have that burning fire, as we hear in the Codex. They also, as we learn in the Codex, both at one time wield the crucible for their demonic means. I'm willing to bet that by the end of the next DLC, we'll be given a choice as Doomguy to either quote-unquote rule the forces of hell or destroy them. Maybe the next Doom will have a new protagonist who will actively been fighting the new Dark Lord, who is the Doomslayer from these games. Maybe it could be this guy. I don't know. What do you think? Again, there is wild speculation here, but I think it does fit in to this idea that the Doomguy was created by the Father and is in fact himself a supreme being. Maybe that is when Samurai Maker gave him that power, that is when he was doing it at the behest of the Father in order to right this wrong. Maybe this has always been preordained and everyone knew except for the Doomguy himself. What do you think? Does this line up with your speculation on the world of Doom? Do we think we'll see more of the interim? I want to know. I'm Andy Borkowski for VGS.